Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today I'm going to see how the garden fared after 2 nights of freezing temperatures. The night before last, it got down to about 32 degrees, and last night it got down to 30. I'm here in southern North Carolina, zone 8A. It's November the 3rd, 2023, and let's just take a look. Some things I expect to be just fine. Others I expect to have taken a big hit. And some things that are covered up, I'm just not sure. So we'll take a look and see what happened. This bed has spinach and garlic. And I expected everything to be fine here. The weeds in the middle are flourishing. They're doing just great. Over here in our cabbage bed, I expected these to do fantastic, and they are looking great. They're cold or frost hardy crop, and they look fantastic. I cut that lemongrass back before the frost because I wasn't sure how it would do, so that's why it looks like that. This bag had some Sugar Rush Peach peppers and some poblanos, and this plant, it died. Same with our pineapple sage, so I'm very glad that I started the propagation before the frost. Our little broccoli seedlings are hanging in there. Spinach as well. Cilantro as well. Our kale looks good. That's what we would expect. This amaranth, I expected that to die. I took a good amount of it before the frost, but that's what I expected. All of the pineapple sage, even the one that I didn't want, it's gone. But under here had some jalapenos and Anaheims. And let's see, that little bit of covering, I think it helped. So you can see the difference. I mean, the tops or the tips of the plant took a hit, but it looks a lot better than, say, this one that took the cold straight on. So that's good. We expect these herbs to be just fine. Oregano and chives, borage too, just fine. This is our big question mark. This is the bell pepper, sweet pepper bed. Let's take this brick off. See how it did. Not so great from the first look. Let's see. I wasn't extremely hopeful, but I was a little bit hopeful that the covering might have helped. But alas, peppers don't really like the cold. They don't like the cold. They like the heat. And so it looks like I'm going to be harvesting all of these peppers today because it didn't work, didn't last. But that's kind of what we expect. But, throwing a little cover over the top, you never know. It could help, and it may have. If it wasn't as cold for as long, it might have worked. So, nothing beats a failure but a try. Yeah, that's okay. It's November, so I don't really expect to have bell peppers, but thought we'd give it a try. In this bed, that right there those are some lemon dream peppers, and they succumbed to the frost. But as we would expect, all of our little bok choy and tatsoi and Asian green seedlings are looking great. And that's what we would expect. We picked all of the tomatillos off of here before the frost, so that's good. And in that corner behind that tall amaranth, if you see that green grass looking stuff sticking up, that's my other lemongrass, and surprisingly enough, it looks just fine. So I only cut down some of it and made some lemongrass rings for tea. But I was just curious, and I let this one just stay uncovered, and it did great. These are all of the peppers that I harvested today from the plants that were frozen and had frost damage. This is a very large basket. I don't know if you guys can tell, and it is full from the bottom to the top. Primarily with bell peppers. It was a very good pepper year, and I also have a few poblanos, Anaheims, and some red jalapenos there. I did leave some of the green jalapenos because that plant looks like it may bounce back. So I'm just going to leave those on, and I think we may get some of these jalapenos to ripen a little bit more. So I'm very, very pleased with this bountiful harvest, even though these bell peppers didn't get to their beautiful, colorful, ripe point. These are still very much edible, very much so edible, and just beautiful. Wow. So the citrus plants, they're okay. They're gonna need to go in the greenhouse, but the interesting thing is our Thai basil died, which is what you would expect, but never fear. The Thai basil, at least in my backyard, comes back with a vengeance every year, and I'm grateful for it. But now I can cut it back and maybe give our citrus a little bit more room to breathe. So, yeah, citrus is doing okay. I wouldn't want to keep it out if I was expecting prolonged freezing temperatures. But our weather is anticipated to bounce back into more fall-like temperatures. So for us here, those are like 60, 70 degree days and like 50 degree nights. So our citrus will be fine for just a little bit longer. We even have some new blossoms that have set on this key lime plant. Or key lime, yeah, this key lime plant. I recently sowed some dill and parsley and rosemary in this pot. The dill popped up first, and it's fine. I also sowed some really interesting pineapple mint, and it hasn't come up yet, and I think I should probably take this pot and put it in the greenhouse just to see if I can increase the possibility of germination. Now, what I was expecting to not do so great, and it didn't, were these Kalima beans. I planted these a little later as just a succession season extender, and they took a big hit. But we have some nice beans on here, so I'll harvest these along with the bell peppers. Okay, we expect all of our lettuces and cilantro to do well. I just re-sowed these two beds, so I don't really see much yet. These green beans over here, they are also done, as well as these little zinnias. I expect my carrots and broccoli and cauliflower seedlings to be just fine. And yep, they're fine. Actually, looks like they've grown a little bit. I need to thin those out. Okay, the loofah, it's done. Yeah, it's done. But interestingly enough, oh my goodness, the passion fruit vine still looks great. And look, we've got some little passion fruit. That is the first time that it has ever happened. Usually I just get the flowers, and maybe I picked them all too soon. Maybe that's what it is, but so neat. I hope the weather is conducive to these guys getting bigger, because the fact that the possibility of having my own passion fruit in North Carolina, that is awesome. And this plant I started from seed. Fantastic. That was a big and exciting surprise. Oh my goodness, where did you come from, friend? Look at that. So exciting. Yay. These are my first actual passion fruit. I think last year I just picked all the flowers for their medicinal benefits and I didn't let anything go to fruit. So that is so exciting. Okay, anyway, let's come over here. Yep, and just like I thought, all of the cauliflower and garlic and broccoli seedlings, they're a-okay. And also, as anticipated, the sweet potatoes are gone. Well, the sweet potatoes are in the dirt, but the green parts are done. So we need to go ahead and harvest these sweet potatoes, which is definitely one of my favorite garden chores. The radishes and carrots over here are looking great. Let's see how the herbs did. Wow. Wow. This eucalyptus is a beast. Do you hear me? Not only did it survive last year's winter, but it seems like it's just thriving even though it's been cold at night. And I've actually pruned this recently, taken some of these eucalyptus leaves and put them in the house. I love the smell. But man, oh man, are you majestic. Okay, over on this side, our pineapple sage fared a little bit better than the other side, but it's pretty much done. All of the other herbs seem to have survived. Valerian back there, I'm sorry, you can see all the other herbs, they survive somewhat. You know, mint is pretty hardy. Valerian looks a little bit, you know, like it got some frost, but I think because this area is somewhat protected by our house and our shed, it protects some of these herbs a little bit better than if they were just out in the middle of the yard. But the trade-off is we don't get a lot of sun back here, so you know, it's kind of a give and take situation. So like our sage looks fantastic, and it even have a few little holy basil seedlings that stuck around, but overall these plants are great. The lemon balm looks good. These peppers need to, these green beans need to be pulled out. And let's just take a quick peek in the greenhouse. I need to put that pineapple in the greenhouse. So just a quick update. I mean, it's only been a few days, but obviously the ones that are in water are doing a little bit better than the ones in soil. I have watered this. I'm going to water it again. I think they're just going to take a little bit longer to perk back up because they're not getting the direct water to their the ends where they've been cut. So I'm going to give that a little bit longer to see if it bounces back. And I brought this toothache plant inside, and it looks fine. So that is everything. I'm just going to hang out here for a little bit and admire these passion fruit. I am just tickled pink by this. Wow. So exciting and so beautiful. You guys, please go outside and have a beautiful, beautiful day, everybody. Bye-bye.